My name is Philip Holsinger. I'm a photojournalist and a writer. I am working on a book about the transformation of El Salvador. This event was, top secret. Nobody knew it was coming, but because I'm already embedded, I was invited to come along. But I didn't expect what I saw when I saw them. I needed to show this story, not to condemn anybody or to make a judgment, but to bring people into the story, because I had questions. I have questions, which is, who are these guys? There is a process for handling extremely dangerous people, and there's a process of how you fold a body, how you shackle a person, for the protection of everyone around them. Part of that is it's both wrists are shackled, both ankles are shackled, and then there's a chain between the two. That's pretty common. Makes it very difficult for people to walk. So they're shackled on the plane, but they're not actually chained to anything because these are commercial craft. And the way they do it is they're shackled, and then the El Salvadorans make a radical body posture, which is for security, but they add a lot of force to it on purpose. And in theory, this is to shock the person into submission so that they won't misbehave. You can decide for yourself if it's just or unjust. They physically handle them, walk them like frogs off the gangway stairs into onto the tarmac, and then they walk them through a gauntlet of soldiers, and then they bring them to other guards on the bus. Once everybody is on the buses, I think they had 22 buses to carry everybody. It's a massive convoy of armored vehicles and police and military, and then they drive them to the supermax Sikat. The Sikat is the center of terrorism confinement, total austerity. It's just unpainted concrete and steel. The philosophy of Sikat is minimal friction, meaning almost nobody comes in contact with anybody else. They never go outside. For 30 minutes a day, I'm told that every day, 30 minutes, they come outside the cell, in front of their cell, to do Bible study or exercise. But I've never witnessed a 24-hour period. But on policy, they will never leave the building. They will never have a visitor. There are no phone calls. There are no books. There's no TV. There's nothing. There are no blankets. There's no pillows. They sleep on steel racks. But the philosophy behind that is minimal contact. So they're not allowed to speak. They're not allowed to talk to guards. They can't talk to each other across cells. They monitor them 24 hours a day. The lights never go out. They dim, but there are guards above them looking down through a cage, and guards in front of them looking through the bars, and film, their cameras, and a control room monitoring those 24 hours a day. And the effect of that is it's unsettling. I've been in prisons around the world, and you walk into Sikat and it's total silence. On the night of the Venezuelans, they were actually taken to a separate block, and they may have been moved. I don't know, but my understanding is they're treated differently, that they're housed separately. I think they have to. I mean, they can't mix them in with the population because they're technically only there for a year until, some other arrangement happens.
Rifles?
Yep. For your guards that are, first of all, do not come to our country illegally. You will be removed and you will be prosecuted. But know that this facility is one of the tools in our toolkit that we will use if you commit crimes against the American people.
Again, I think it's not just unusual in this moment. I just think it's unusual. It's that a country outsourced incarceration. I've seen El Salvadorans brought to this prison, but I've never seen a foreigner brought to this prison. I mean, it's very unusual. These are outsiders. I mean, that's why I wrote what I wrote, that it felt like watching people become ghosts. I mean, at least the El Salvadorans, they don't have any communication, but they know what's coming. And their families, know where they are. I mean, but these guys, it's like where are they? I wrote this. I wrote, they entered their cold cells, 80 men per cell, with steel planks for bunks, no mats, no sheets, no pillow, no television, no books, no talking, no phone calls, and no visitors. For these Venezuelans, it was not just a prison they had arrived at, it was exile to another world, a place so cold and far from home, they may as well have been sent into space. Nameless and forgotten, holding my camera, it was as if I watched them become ghosts. The reason that sort of came out of me is that the working title for my story on this, my big story, is called A Photographer of Ghosts. And it's got, sort of a double meaning, and that is when you photograph pain, it's like you're, photographing something invisible. And even though I don't think they're being disappeared, that's what it felt like. It felt like, holy crap, even if they're wicked people, the chance that maybe one of them is innocent and there's no way anybody can talk to them was like seeing people become ghosts.